For the last couple of years, we've all been blown away by what AI can say, right? But the next huge leap forward, it's not about conversation, it's about action. We're talking about moving way beyond simple chatbots to something so much more powerful, agentic AI. And honestly, it's a technology that's getting ready to change just about everything. And that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How do we get from an AI that just generates text to one that can actually perform tasks, achieve goals, and, get stuff done in the world for us, all on its own? I love this quote from Marco Argenti because it just nails where we are right now. We've spent the last few years building this unbelievable engine, the large language model. It's got all this raw power, but an engine by itself doesn't really go anywhere, does it? So now it's time to build the rest of the car, the whole system that can actually take that power and drive us somewhere. And the pace of this change is just staggering. Seriously. What we're talking about here isn't some far-off science fiction future. This is a massive transformation that's been happening almost quietly, right under our noses for just the last 2 years. Okay, so take a look at this. This map shows the journey perfectly. We started at the top with these really simple LLM workflows. You type in a prompt, you get a response. Easy. Then we leveled up to something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. It's a fancy term, but all it really means is we gave the AI a library card, access to external data so its answers were based on facts. From there, we got the first real AI agents, which could use tools and make basic plans. And that brings us to where we are now, at the bottom, Agentic AI. This is where you have teams of specialized agents all working together to solve really, really complex problems. And if you're wondering just how big of a deal this is, well, you just gotta follow the money. The market for this agentic AI stuff is projected to hit $200 billion by 2034. That's not just a new app or a new feature. That's the foundation for a whole new economy. But here's the thing. Not all agents are the same. Not even close. To really get what's going on, we have to look at their different levels of intelligence. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is an AI agent? Okay, the one word you need to remember here is autonomy. That's the key. Think about it. Traditional software is like a puppet. It only does exactly what its strings, the code, tell it to do. An agentic system, well, it cuts the strings. It can actually look at its environment, make a judgment call, and then act on it to reach a goal. No hand-holding required. And this is basically how their brain works. It's this simple 5-step loop. First, you give it a mission, say, plan my schedule for next week. Then it scans the scene, reading all your emails and checking your calendars. Next, it thinks through a plan. Then, the important part, it takes action, actually sending out the meeting invites. And finally, it learns from what happened to get even better next time. It's this constant cycle of improvement. You can think of it like leveling up in a video game. This pyramid shows you how it works. At the bottom, Level 0, you've just got the basic AI engine. At Level 1, the agent gets its first superpower. It can connect to tools, like a search engine. At Level 2, it learns strategy. Now it can break down a big goal into a bunch of smaller steps. And then at the top, Level 3, well, that's the Avengers level stuff. You get whole teams of AI agents working together like a digital special ops unit to pull off the mission. Now, I know this might all sound incredibly complex, like some kind of digital magic. But it's not. Building these agents is quickly becoming a real engineering discipline. There's actually a blueprint for this. And this analogy is just perfect. An old-school computer program is like a static subway map. If a station is closed, the map is useless, right? You're stuck. But an AI agent is like a GPS. It sees the roadblock, understands you still want to get downtown, and it just finds another way. It adapts. And that adaptability, that's the secret sauce. It's built using something called agentic design patterns. This is a huge idea. If you've ever been in software, you know that design patterns are just reusable, proven solutions to common problems. They're like recipes. Well, now we have those for building AI agents. It's a structured way to build intelligence. Here's a great example of one of the most basic patterns. It's called prompt chaining. Instead of trying to give a single AI one giant complex problem, you just break it down into a sequence. See how the output from the first agent becomes the input for the second one? It's literally an assembly line for problem solving. It's simple, but so powerful. So, we've got the engine, we've got the blueprints for the car, so where is this road actually taking us? Let's get into the really fun stuff and look at 5 incredible predictions for the future of AI agents. This pyramid kind of gives us the roadmap for what's coming. We're climbing from just using these things as tools to collaborating with them as partners, and eventually to a point where they're creating whole new systems all by themselves. Let's break down what that could actually look like. First up, the generalist agent. Imagine giving an agent a big, fuzzy, long-term goal, not a simple task, but a project. Something like, plan our company retreat in Lisbon. And for the next few weeks, it just handles it. Researching venues, negotiating prices, managing the budget, the whole shebang, completely on its own. Number 2, agents stop waiting for orders and become proactive partners. It'll get to know you so well that it anticipates what you need before you even ask. It might even help you discover goals you didn't know you had. Like suggesting a new career path, it's pieced together from your skills and interests. Okay, this is where things get really wild. Embodied agents. This is what happens when you combine this agent AI with robotics. We're talking about AI with a physical body. So instead of your home agent just booking a plumber for a leaky tap, it could literally perceive the leak, figure out a plan, and use its own robotic arms to fix it.
Now let's scale that up. Hypothesis 4 is the agent-driven economy. An entrepreneur could have an idea, and instead of hiring a team, they just launch an agent. They'd say, create an e-commerce store, and it would handle everything, sourcing products, marketing, customer service, an entire autonomous business.
And finally, the ultimate vision. This is the end game. A system where you don't even build the agent team yourself. You just state a goal. The system then autonomously builds, manages, and even rebuilds its own custom team of agents, re-architecting itself on the fly to get the job done. It's a system that can change its own shape to solve a problem. Which leaves us with this one final massive question. As these systems go from being tools that we use to partners that we collaborate with, our role has to change, right? What does it mean to be a leader or a manager or just a creator in a world where our main job is to define the mission and then trust an autonomous system to figure out all the details of how to get there? It's a profound thought, and one we'll all be grappling with very, very soon.